Hello? What's going on with this? Is this just YouTube being crazy? What are we doing here? Is it the camera or is it YouTube? It's the camera. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to restart the camera because it's being crazy. What in the actual heck over here? Hi, good morning, everybody. Sorry, my camera's being weird. It's bothering me. I'm going to try to fix it. I don't know what's going on with it. We will configure it. The Elgato virtual camera. Sure. Let's do that. Configure the video. Kumbaya. Do. Do. There's only one other thing it could be. Where are we at here? Stop it. Okay, I think got the camera situation fixed. Now I just gotta get it to stop moving. Aha! Must be some more. Okay. Good morning. Hello. Hi. Good morning. Hi, her. Hi. How you doing? What is? It's Friday. We made it to Friday. It's Friday today. Guys. Who's all on here this morning? Good morning, Rosanna. Good morning, Heather. Hello, Chris. Hello, Sydney and Anita and Leslie and Beth. Good morning, PK. Receptionist is out. Boo. Good morning, Marianne. Kim Tucker. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Deborah. And Gloria. Good morning. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Dorothy. Ginny's Beads. Good morning. Doo-doo-doo. Linda. Good morning. And Martha. And Kimmy. Hello. Okay. I got my life together now with my camera. Have a little zip coffee and we'll get this party started. So we are going to take a look at the end result from yesterday's hair clip situation first. And then we're going to get started on project number 3, which is the front toggle mahogany obsidian situation we got going on. Good morning. I have had a weird morning. It was very strange. I didn't like it at all, to be quite honest with you. Jefferson got up at 4:30 and I woke up because he was scavenging around in the closet, and he had to go take one of the guys to the airport because they're going back to Mexico today. And so he left super early, and then I couldn't go back to sleep. So then I tried to listen to spa music because sometimes that helps, but it didn't help. And then I was like, well, I quit trying to sleep, and I just got up. And then I played multiple animals, musical animal dishes with all of my animals. So Winter was trying to eat Lily's dog food, and Lily was trying to eat Lily's dog food, and Bunsen was trying to eat Winter's cat food, and nobody wants to eat Bunsen's food because his food has medicine in it. So we were wrangling all that this morning, and then me and Lily went for like a 1.5 mile walk, and then we came back, and then I was just listening to these stupid videos on my phone, and I was just like, this is rotting my brain. So I decided not to do that. I was listening to some of my AA stuff on, they have it on audiobook. So I was doing that, and I still have 9 hours left on my book, on that book that I'm reading, The Tower of Dawn or whatever. I just feel like that thing's never going to end. It's been like 17 hours already. At this point, I'm not even sure what's happening. It's been a weird morning, okay? But anyway, I'm excited because my mom's coming today. She said she'll be here about 3. So I'm gonna try to get the SKU list done today before 3. I did get all of the custom orders posted. If you ordered pendants, I did that last night. That also made my day weird because I was like, I worked late last night, and then that always makes Bunsen weird. Bunsen doesn't like it when I work late, so he was in here causing havoc. And then when I changed the night routine, he's like, I'm not going to sleep, because he's a small child. And he's not a small child. He's a big cat, actually, but he's a big cat that acts like a small child. And so all night, in the night, up till 4 a.m., he was just like, what are you doing? What you doing? Hello? On my, like, everything. Like, walking on me, wants to lay on my pillow, wants to make little biscuits on my tummy. It's been rough. But here we are. Good morning, Cynthia. To the mat. I gotta get this closer so I can't reach it. Okay, here we are on the mat. Don't mind all this hoopla. Okay, so these are the barrettes that we made yesterday. So I'm just going to take all of the clips off of them so we can get the full effect here. So here's what they look like once they've dried. Ooh. I need a nap just listening to your morning. Yeah. I think this one's my favorite. So if you watched yesterday, we glued all these on there and put them together, and now they've been glued on, and they're glued on. This one's my favorite. This one does not have the bigger blue flower on the top, and I just feel like I like that better. It's my personal opinion. But here you are. For the most part, they just go in like this. You just have yourself a lovely time, however you want them to go. Well, there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. When the baby arrives, Bunsen will be driving you crazy. Yeah, he doesn't like... I don't think Bunsen's... I don't know. I'm hoping he's going to do okay. We'll see what happens. Bunsen's kind of a big baby his own self. He always has been. Remember when he used to attack my face in the night? Oh my God, I'm glad that's over. I think the first 3 months we had Mr. Bunsen was our first adult, like first cat that we had as adults, like indoor adult cat that we ever had, and we adopted him. And he for like the first 3 months, I just cried every day because he was horrible. He would just attack my face in the night. I was pretty sure he was a demon for a while. He was very horrible. He didn't want to be like touched or messed with or whatever, and he would just run around the house going meow like all the time. And I'm just like, why are you so crazy? And then I took him to the vet and found out that his bladder just about exploded because he had crystals in his bladder. And then after we got that fixed up, he was a pretty good cat. Now he's my big baby. But he does like bother me when I'm having stuff going on. What am I running over? Oh, the thing under my chair is wonky. That's because Bunsen puked on it yesterday and I had to clean it up. Do a live making bracelets. I was wondering what I was going to do and then I realized I forgot my glasses. I think that's supposed to be glasses. He chewed on your hair. Oh yeah, that's right. He would chew my hair off. Do you guys remember that? Oh my God, Rosanna does. I forgot all about that. Yeah, he used to get up in the night and when I was asleep and he'd chew my hair off. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm surprised he made it. If it wouldn't have been for Jake, he probably wouldn't have made it. Jake's our dog. He was horrible. Oh yeah, he took the stove apart. That's right. He did that. He was dangerous. He likes fire. He does like fire. He's not too bad anymore. He's pretty good now. Although he did take the bottom part off the couch recently, just the other day. There's like a mesh under the couch. And then it's like boards and they put that little black mesh under it and they just staple it on so you can't see the boards right under the couch. So I noticed the other day that was hanging down and then I was like, Bunsen, because Bunsen likes to put his nails in the couch and then drag himself along the edge of the couch all the way around the couch because this is his forms of entertainment. Anyway, and so he ripped all that off and then I was like, okay. I was like, whatever, it's fine. Oh, I forgot to take pictures of my hair clips. We gotta put those in there. And and then yesterday, or was that this morning? No, this morning I noticed he was showing Winter how to get up under, like inside the internal functionings of the couch from now where that mesh isn't there. So like in the boards. So now he's in there and they're doing something because I keep hearing this like little scratching. So I don't know if he's like scratching the wood or what he's doing. But I'm pretty sure he's trying to dismantle the couch is what it's come down to. He's an inventor. He likes to invent all the things that come into his imagination. Okay, here we are. This is Project 3. Project 3, we're going to do a front toggle. What does it say? We're going to use 24 gauge and or jump rings. For what? Oh, for these. Okay. Gotcha. I gotcha. To create a chain. I wrote mahogany jasper on here. That's not right, is it? This is obsidian. Mahogany obsidian? Mahogany jasper. I need help. Help! And then we got to color these in. All right, I got the deal. I got the scoop. I got the Scooby. So let's get it started, huh? Obsidian. That's what I thought. Okay, so I brought these markers because I want to color on these a little bit. The lighting in here is not super great for that situation. But let me just see if I got a marker that's going to work. This one's kind of little and I would like to maybe use it. Well, that's not horrible. I don't know if this is permanent or not. Doesn't say. I assume it would be, but you know what happens when you assume things. So I'm just tracing these lines that are already here for fun. Just for fun. We'll see how I feel about it. It's supposed to be metallic-y. If I don't feel good about it, I still have the other side. But I'm thinking it's going to be okay. What I want is some glitter. I don't know if this will work. Can you come off on here? Oh yeah, okay. Do a little 3D doings here. Just so it doesn't look flat. I'm not mad at it. Hello! Did someone say scoops? No, nobody said scoops. I was thinking about scoops the other day. But then I said something about it, and then everybody was like, oh, we have so many scoops still. And I was like, okay. Alright. We'll see. We'll put these to the side, see how I feel about it. Honestly, I think we might have to do a little bit, like, some dotting to bring this all together, but that's just my personal opinion. Let's get this party started, shall we? Okay, first and foremost, we need to wire wrap this as our pendant. And then we need to find the wire and or small jump rings that we're going to utilize to create this into a chain. Slackers. What happened to the sound effects? I might just have my sound turned down. Or maybe Jeff took it off. I told him to take it off because it was going off when people were subscribing. I don't know if he did that. Because somewhere along the line, I think it got mixed up. So I'm going to look at these bronze jump rings, round ones, to see if I have something small enough that will fit in here for this. That's like, quote unquote, a thin round jump ring. That's what I'm looking for. We'll see. Maybe this guy. This looks to be a 6, probably. Ooh, I think I left my ice machine on. Let's see. I think we got to go up to an 8. These work, but see how they're touching? I don't want that. So I think we need to go up to an 8. Yeah, much better. They're not running into each other. Now, the only thing is to see if we can get an 8 in the other side without them being a problem. Hey. I came outside the other day, or like out of the room, and Jeff was watching Duck Dynasty. I don't think it's gonna fit, y'all. Don't worry. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm gonna try this 24 gauge wire. I'm going to make it quite large on the end, and then I'm just going to attempt to connect these two together, because why make more work for yourself if you don't have to create this little chain. Ooh. Squished it. I'll put one little bead on there. Keeping in mind that the reason that we're adding these little links in was to create length and interest. And I honestly just want to see how we're going to do it before I start carrying on with my bad self. Although, look, we got to use a higher gauge wire here. This is getting ridiculous. Also, I want to see if that's going to work. 22. Show me the 22. 22. We got like 5 seconds of this. We don't want that. I forgot about that. We have this little twisted wire, which is kind of fun looking. But it's not bronze. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I hope y'all are having a lovely day this Friday. $20 gauge. I have 20 gauge and 20 gauge and 20 gauge, and that's what I got. I might have to pull one of those out of inventory. Oh wait, here we go. There we go. It's just already out. Okay, well that's a thing. That's a thing that's happening. All right, let me try this again because I don't like this situation. I need you to video chat with me after all the lives. Did you add the bead? Are you talking to me? You need me to video chat with you? Okay, first of all, I think I'm going to maybe not make this loop as big. Ooh, it might have to be bigger than that. I'm just using all this wire because I have it. You're still in bed. Well, it's okay, Donna. I would be probably in bed too if I could be. All right. Two, 3. That was to Dorothy, but you can, I love talking to you too. Okay. I was just wondering. I was like, why? What did I do? Be lucky if I turn my phone back on. I always forget to turn the thingy back on, and everybody's always like, we were trying to call you, and I'm like, oh. My do not disturb is probably still off. All right, let's try this again. So this is what we're working with. I had to switch the wire. Now I put the bead on. And if you're like, this is crazy, it's supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be the razzle dazzle. I do got to make it a little bigger, though. I got to go to the middle, I think. It's supposed to be the razzle dazzle for this necklace. Now, would it have been significantly better if, like, these jump rings would have just fit in there? Yeah. Is that what happened? No. Do we care about that? Not really. Well, I guess you can care about it if you want to. I don't. Okay, grab hold of that guy. Make sure we're good and even. Okay, don't be cussing me. I'm still using that wire. I just got to get my life under control here. Get this all straightened out. Work hard on these little loops. All right. So now that is what it will look like. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. However, we're not going to do the entire necklace this way. I haven't really wrapped my brain around a pattern just yet. I just know that we're going to add this in some spots. But the rest will be strung. I mean, you could do it if you want to. It's up to you. Could you do not disturb for an hour? I can. I have that option on my phone where you can set do not disturb for like a certain time. And then I used to do that in the past. But then on days when I wasn't working, it would go off. And then I'd be like, oh. And then sometimes I go overtime and then it turns back on. So I'm like, whatever. Whatever. You should be getting some friend mail soon. I'm excited, Tina. You like it? Well, good. This is kind of one of these happy accidents that happened. I think we put a lot of pressure on like trying to create something new, blah-de-blah, and then that can cause blocks. But in this particular case for myself, I kind of like have a general idea of what I'm doing, but as the plans change and evolve, like this one, that's kind of the part that makes it the razzle dazzle, you know what I mean? And then you don't have to be so stressed out about making a unique thing that's going to add attention to your piece, because it just happens. Also, I'm lazy. I don't want to look for thinner jump rings. You know? All right, so we got that figured out. We'll do, I don't know, if maybe I'll do a couple of pieces and we'll add that in, or if maybe I'll make this one a longer and we'll add it in, or what the situation will be. Let's wire wrap up our pendant. Our pendant is going to go onto our toggle. I'm going to attempt to use this 21 gauge square wire so I can create a cool thing on it. Yeah, you can like and subscribe to me. It's free. I have a carved squirrel beads. If you like poppy jasper, I'll send you one. It's a squirrel made out of poppy jasper. I am curious what that looks like. Okay, let me see if this is going to work. It is. So this is square wire. If you're not aware about square wire, this is 21 gauge square wire. I'm going to get like a full loop of it. This should be about what I need. If you're not familiar, this is what, it's literally square. It has edges, as you can see, if you're not familiar with like the differences. This one's just a regular round wire. Okay, sounds good, lady. So now there's a couple of ways I could wrap this. I could wrap it like I could create my own head pin, la-di-da. I could do like where I put one up in the back. What do I want to do? Do I want to create a headband? I don't really want to create a headband, do I? Not really. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to zoom out so you can see the whole wire. So what I'm going to do is I have this wire, and I'm going to make a design in the front. I got to figure out which side of this I like as the front. I think I like this side as the front. Yeah. And then I'm going to fold this up like this, up to the top. And I'm going to put on a little spacer right here, just to give it some razzle dazzle, if you will. I want to put on one or two. Questionable. I'm going to take my square plier, and I'm just going to make a little kink in the wire, like this, like that. I'm going to kind of push this down with my thumb, and I could add another if I want to. I don't know that I do. I think I like it like that. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to wrap this guy around one time. And there's a couple of things you could do at this point. You can bring these two together, which if I wasn't going to attach to this toggle, I mean, you still could if you wanted to. If I wasn't going to attach to this, I would probably do like what they call bunny ears with the bail making plier. But since I am going to attach to this, I'm just going to make like a regular loop. So I'm going to wrap this around again till it kind of comes out to the front. Push that down for the time being, and then I'm going to create a loop here. A large enough loop to get on to this guy, which I might have to use my bail making plier for anyway. This guy. See, those got different sizes. So I'm going to use this bigger one. With these ones, they kind of go the other direction. Like they're skinnier down here and wider up the top. So I'm just going to, as I normally would, create a loop. Right? I'm just going to wire wrap right onto this guy. Two, three. I'm going to bring it down to where it matches these wraps I've already made. Go around a little bit. Now I can do like curlicues, which I generally like to do. I got one wire going one way and one wire going the other way, which isn't ideal for curlicues. So I'm just going to cut this one off and just do one tail. I mean, you can do it that way if you want to. It's up to you. You do you. Okay, I'm going to squish this in. We're going to act like that was never even there in the first place. Squish, 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 squish. Okay, now we got this guy. Now this tail might be quite long, but that's okay because I might wrap it up underneath here. So I'm going to wrap it the whole thing first, and then as it needs to be adjusted, I might cut some off. We'll see where we're at. So to do that, I'm going to make sure that this guy is straight, and then I'm going to grab a hold of said square wire on the very, very tippy tip of the plier so there's no wire coming out the other side. And what you're going to do is you have to commit to this. You cannot be hesitant when you're doing this. You're going to go with your plier one way and with your pendant the other way. And you just have to do it, right? Here we go. Okay, now we get our bead situated where we want. This is the curlicue that I have so far, and then we can adjust accordingly. So I can pull this apart with my fingers a little bit, where I can get one of these guys underneath the base wire. These will all be different. They'll never turn out the same. Don't try to make them turn out the same because this is not going to work. Tighten that up a little bit. Squish this down. Try not to use my fingernails as to not mar up said wire. Okay. And I'm actually not too terribly concerned about the middle tail. Normally I would go in and I'd get that little trim up, but it's actually looking pretty good. So now if you want it tighter, which I don't think this one needs to be tighter. We kind of got it locked in there where it went underneath the base wire. If you did want it tighter, you could always go in on the bottom here underneath the bead and do a little more with your square plier and just make sure to do that bend a little more. Right? Like that. That'll make it a little bit tighter. But that is going to be my pendant. So now we kind of have like a cute little design on the pendant if you want. Okay, now I think for this situation, remembering Randy's lazy, okay, lazybeaters.com over here, instead of creating more pieces of this, I think I'll make it a little bit longer. I'm going to connect it on here, right? And I'm just going to make it a little bit longer so there's a little bit of razzle-dazzle in the front, and then we'll just string the rest. Because otherwise then if I'm going to put it pieces, then I got to do stringing pieces, and that, do more of this, and that, do more stringing pieces, and that just seems like a lot of work for the morning. I'm just telling you the truth. Yeah, I have a little sip of coffee here. Good morning, Susan. Marianne says she loves it. Well, good. All right. Yeah, a good way. Ooh, I keep sliding off my mat. My mat I keep sliding down, which wouldn't be too concerning. But I have my mat over the top of my computer wires, which is probably not the best idea. But here we are. Okay, so I'm going to add a little more here. I think what I'll do is I'll do another bead. I will wrap onto the bead. I don't want to wrap onto the bead. That's a bad idea. I know what to do. Okay. What are we using? 22 gauge. So I'll put my bail plier away so it's not in. I feel like I got way too many tools out here. All right. So now I'll just create a loop. On this one side, I'm just going to end it. And I'm going to make it smaller loop because this is the one I'm going to connect to said toggle situation. But I'm just going to connect it with a jump ring. Just got in. Good morning. Good morning. Happy morning. It's morning time. I'm excited for the weekend. I hope I can get my SKU list done in time. Okay, so I'm just creating a loop with a smaller loop on this side. Little lollipop head, if you will. Squish, 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 squish. Okay, so this is the part I'm going to connect here. I'm going to do it with a jump ring because that part's going to get a lot of play. You don't want, I wouldn't put wire to connect it because it might at some point break, you know. So let's put my bead on. Now with this one, I'll leave a little bit of space. Probably should go down a little further in the middle. There we go. Because this one I'm going to connect onto here. There's a buzzing going on outside. I don't know why. Hi, Cindy. Good morning. Oh my Lord, you guys, another thing. And another thing, what had happened was I was watching the news. Well, no, I wasn't watching the news. I saw it on YouTube, the news story, that in my hometown of Watford City, McKenzie County, another, not one, but another sheriff's deputy has been arrested for being involved with the child pictures. I'm just like, what is happening? I mean, I'm glad he's arrested, but let's just get it together. I'd say at this point, if there's 2 cops in your sheriff's department that have been busted for said child pictures, and for messing around with women in the jail, you should probably maybe just have a full-on investigation of your police officers. That's what I'd be doing. Because what the heck? You think it was just those 2 guys who knew about it? Come on now. Let's get it together. So that also made me feel weird this morning, too. I was just like, what? Am I going to use this big guy? I think the answer is yes. I think I'm going to use this big one. Sounds like a tornado alert. Probably is. There's a tornado alert here pretty much daily. So I'm using this to, what is this, an 8? Looks like an 8. 8mm. I'm like, is it a 10? I think it's an 8. Oval. I might want to double up on that for funsies. Just for funsies, I'm going to double up on that. For safety. You know, for safety. Can't even trust the law enforcement. Oh, well, they had, what was it? They had the gym teacher and the whatever teacher. Then they had the grade school principal was arrested. And now 2 officers of the law. I'm just like, no. That's too much. I think you need to just do a full-on investigation and get your shit together, is my opinion. So that was making me feel weird this morning. I hate it when my phone gives me news that I didn't ask for. And you know, it's Brody or whatever his name is on my phone who does that. He's like, oh, this is what he does. He says, oh, here's some news stories that you would find interesting in your area. And then he just like clicks on news stories. And I'm just like, no, I don't want news stories. Thank you. And it was 5 in the morning because remember I got up early. You're off today? Oh, well, that's lovely. I'm glad you're off today. Okay, so here we are with this. This is going to go here. Hi, Brandy. Oh, don't worry. I'm just yelling about the state of affairs in the world. Kinda. Mostly just in my hometown. Okay, this is what we got. I think this is a good situation. Okay. I think I'm going to go... Question. Okay, what do you think about this? Should I do one over here as well? So it's kind of like, of course, be asymmetrical. I feel like I should do one more set here, because this is 2, and I don't like 2. I want to do 3, and then connect onto it. And then on this one, I do like 1. I will make another set. We'll see how it looks over here. If not, then we'll just connect that with stringing, right? Okay. Sounds good. I just said sounds good. Jefferson was telling me yesterday that his guys, that looks pretty cool. Thank you. his guys at work, they always say, he said, did you notice that people in North Dakota, because we just moved back, you know? He was like, did you notice that a lot of people here say, sounds good? And I was like, no. I said, but when I lived in Minnesota, I noticed that a lot of people say, well, there you go. Like, you'll be talking about something, and then but they don't want to, like, say anything about it, so they just say, well, there you go. And then I just said, well, it sounds good. I thought that was funny. Okay, so I'm going to put one over here. I'm excited to go to the thrift store. So since I've been here, if you guys can even imagine, when did I get here? June? Well, wait, I take that back. Well, kinda. Since I've moved here, which was in June, I have not been to the thrift store here in Bismarck, Mandan. Just simply because I've been busy and whatnot. But I did go one time with my aunt, but that was when we were back when my grandma was in the hospital. So that must have been in like February or April or something. Must have been March or April. And we were only there for like maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, because we were just going back to the hospital. So I am excited to go to explore some of the thrift stores around, because I know my mom will want to do that. So I'm excited about that. I do know the one that I was in, I don't know if that's like their only one. I doubt it. But it's a pretty big one, and it was nice, and they seem to have pretty good stuff. So I'm excited to see that. I was telling Jefferson I'm probably going to have to get some clothes for me, because none of my clothes fit. Because I was like, oh, I should go get my fall. I was like, I should go get my fall stuff out of storage. I was like, it's in a pink box, so it's really easy to identify that it's Randy's fall clothes, because all the rest of the boxes are black. And then I was like, oh, never mind. Those aren't going to fit anyways. So I got this on here. Oh, I got to take this off. This is the one we tried that had the 6 on it. And the 6 was too small. I'm hoping, anyway, back to the thrift store situation, I'm hoping to find maybe some maternity clothes and some books, possibly some jewelry making books, or some beading books, or some history books, or, books I like. We shall see. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I know my mom really likes to thrift. It's kind of like our thing that we like to do together. So I'm excited about that. And my sisters won't be here until tomorrow, so we should have time. Franny gets all of her work done. Okay, I gotta go to the middle. Boop. Open you up just a little bit more. There we go. I did get all my orders shipped out of here yesterday. I was just pulling in when Jeff was pulling in from work, and he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I just got back from the post office. And I had Lily with me. And it was so funny because she got out of the van on, like, my side, on, like, the driver's side, and he was walking up the street, like, up the road or whatever, to meet us. And she saw him, and she was, like, looking at him, because Jeff wore, like, a long-sleeve shirt yesterday. And she was, like, looking at him and really looking at him. And I was like, who is that? And then she was like, and she was going to do a growl. And then I said, you better not growl at your dad. And then she was like, oh, it's my dad. And she just went running and jumping. And it was super funny. I was just like, oh, she's a crazy person. Got it. Just like the rest of us. This is quite cute. To be honest with you, if I had the patience, which I don't, but if I did, I would probably, this could be a cute, like the whole necklace chain. But you know, as we've established, that's not really my gig, is patience. Which I'm not saying that's a good thing, I'm just saying, meet me where I'm at, okay? Your mom must be happy and excited too. Yeah, I think so. I called her yesterday, or I texted her. I texted her and I was like, hey, what time are you coming to town tomorrow? And she never texts back because she's horrible. She's even more horrible with her phone being on or off or knowing where it's at or whatever than I am. And then she didn't answer, so I waited like 2 hours because I was busy doing stuff anyways. And then I texted her again and I was like, hello? And then she didn't answer. And then I texted again and I was like, hey, are you ignoring me? And she was like, oh, 3 o'clock. And I was like, okay. She's like, no, my phone wasn't on. I was like, yeah, I figured that. You're right. Now, I do think, so here we are, boop. I do think I want to make one for over here. Do I want that? I think I do. Oh my goodness, it's 9:50, you guys. Up note, I'm quite happy with where we're at so far with our project. Okay, so when I say one, do I mean one like this? I gotta do the same thing I'm doing here. Or I could connect it with the jump ring, I guess, but may as well do that. I'm just seeing how it looks. See if I like it or not. You guys, I can't believe it's almost October. That's like next week. Did you know that? October's next week. Thanks, Carolyn. Okay. I think 2 is too many. Because it'll have to be this, but then also with these in between. So I do think just 1, and then I'll just connect onto here. Good morning. Doing your needle point? Oh, good morning, Janet. How's the needle point going? The needle point game. My friend Amber bought me this little kit. It's not needlepoint, I don't think. It's like felting, I think. And it had a llama. Or, well, I think it's supposed to be funny because it's supposed to be an alpaca because I wanted to move out here and be an alpaca farmer. So we'll say it's an alpaca. It's an alpaca, and you have to like felt in all the little things. I'm quite intimidated if we're being honest about it. Wait, maybe I can use this guy. Right? It's October. I don't know. I'm surprised I am as ready for October as I guess that I am. I got my Halloween earrings up, so I got that going for me. I got my category up, so I got that going for me. I bought all the presents because that, well, I have 3 presents left to buy, I guess. We have like a fall birthday celebration in our family. So it's like the great aunts and the cousins and like anybody who was born in the fall or winter. It's their birthday party. So I gotta go to that. And funny, when I went to the wedding, my cousin's wedding, I was talking to my great aunts, you know, and I was like, I went and I got some gifts. I was like, I went to Hobby Lobby, and they were like, oh yeah, we just went to Hobby Lobby because Hobby Lobby just opened in Dickinson, North Dakota, which is where they do their shopping. They still have to drive it's like an hour from Killdeer to Dickinson, or 45 minutes, so they still have to go like an hour to get there. But they just opened a Hobby Lobby and a TJ Maxx, like the first time ever in Dickinson, so they were like super excited. And I was giggling because I was like, oh, we're probably all going to end up with the same stuff then. 2, 3.5-ish. Oh, it looks like Heather's going to take Rosanna's spot because Rosanna's going out with her family guests. That is a long drive for Hobby Lobby. It's North Dakota. It's actually not that long. I know guys who drive 3 hours to get to work. My brother, Charles, he used to drive from Bismarck to Keene, so that's 3.5 hours every morning to go to work. It's crazy. Crazy. Oh. All right, you. Get on here like you're supposed to do. Since I got 2 on the one side, I'm going to do 2 on this side just to keep everything even Steven. I have to drive 2.5 hours to get to Hobby Lobby. You better make it a day trip. If I had to go 2 hours to go to Hobby Lobby. The Hobby Lobby here is in Bismarck, so I still have to drive a little ways to get there. But I don't go there that much. But when I do go, look out. When I do go, look out, you know? Sounds like you're near a lot of your family. Yeah, well, they live in Keene, so it's, like I said, it's about 3.5 hours from here. Which is better than what it used to be, which was, 10.5 or 11.5 or something? Okay, it is currently 9:57. Here's the plan. This is what we got thus far, which, by the way, I'm very happy with. Get it straightened out so you can see the whole shebang. Okay, that's all we got so far, but I'm going to zoom you out. What I'll do, the plan is to, this whole part is done now. We'll probably work on this tomorrow because we still have to do the earrings. Well, no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Well, I guess we'll work on it next week, or maybe I'll finish it. Who knows what I'm going to do. These are just going to be strung on in case you were making along, or if you don't want to wait till next week to figure out what I'm doing with my life. So these will just be strung around like that, all of them, because we're going to need all of them. And that is how it will look, right? Which, in just the stringing portion. So this is what I'm talking about, like being lazy, okay? So let's say I just did some little pieces like this, and then I did a little bit of stringing, and then I had to end it, and then I did another piece like this, and I went around. That's a lot of starting and stopping, in my opinion. So I'm just like, asymmetrical is the plan. But you do you, whatever you want to do. I do like this. I think it's very cute. I honestly, like I said, if I had the patience, which I don't, I would probably just continue with this all the way around as a chain because it's cute. And in that case, you could probably actually make 2 or maybe even 3 with what you have here. And then the matching earrings are just going to be, once I get all my little drawings on there, They're just going to be this, nothing crazy, just this with little ear wires on them. I have to go in and decide if I want to color all of these little marks or if I don't like that. But honestly, what I think I'll do is I'll leave them like this, but I'm going to get some dots going. I'm a dot person. I'll show you what I mean. Like, boop, 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 boop. Like adding to the design, but with dots, which makes it, because this honestly is a little harsh to me. I wish I would have had a thinner marker. I don't, but that's fine. So we can just go and just make it look a little better by adding some dots. You know what I mean? Just this one compared to that one already looks better. So my advice for that is if you want to be writing or painting on your stuff, make sure you have a small marker. Maybe try the dot thing. I was going to use this one because I know for a fact that this one is permanent, but look at that. Big tip. It'd be quite horrendous, I think. You might be able to put it on some paper, like if you had a Sharpie like this and it was too fat, you might be able to put it on a paper or a little thing and then do it with a paintbrush. It's an idea. So there we go. But all in all, I'm quite happy with how this is turning out. I very much like the little wrap we did on the pendant. I think that turned out very good. And then this is heavy, so gravity should keep that in place, you know, in the front. If for some reason you don't feel like it's going to keep it in the front, you can always replace your clasp with not a toggle, because toggles depend a lot on gravity. If for some reason it's not heavy enough, you can either add more stuff on here to make it heavy, or you could replace with like a large lobster or some other fancy clasp that doesn't depend on gravity to keep closed. Y'all know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the dealio. Excuse me. I'm still fighting my cough. I better have my cough drink real quick, like before I die. So that's pretty much what we got going on. What's next? The next one is this whole big old set with the earrings and the bracelet and the pendant, multi-strand. And then I think that's all. Oh, just kidding. And then there's that one, the multi-strand necklace. Now I did see somebody, I think it might have been, was it Dorothy? Somebody made something kind of simpler with the multi-strand, which I thought was really pretty. Come on. There we go. Did you see my question? Hey Randy, can I pay for my custom order and have you send it on Monday? Yes. Yeah, you can pay for it, Kim, if you want to now, and then if you make an order on Monday, I can ship them together. Usually, if there's 2 orders that are here when I'm shipping, then I'll ship them together. If I see that they're both here, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I get a lot of orders and then I just do them in order, so I don't like look ahead to see is there like a bunch of people who have orders, or if I have a lot of orders and it's too much to have to go through and figure out who's got so many orders or whatever, then I don't. But if they're both here, I will do that. Your pendant turned out really nice. Thank you. Hobby Lobby is 45 minutes away. Ooh. You're welcome. No problem. Alright guys, well, I hope you all have a lovely, spectacular, amazing beading day and weekend. I will be back on Monday. Monday is the 29th. I guess we'll find out if I got my SKU list made or not. most of what I have to post, I have some amethyst and I have some snowflake obsidian. What else do I have? I think that's like pretty much it. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be working on. And then I have all that jewelry that Miss Amber sent me over the weekend, so I'm going to be trying to post that up as well. Just a heads up for those people who have shops. You might want to get all your stuff in the store before Christmas comes. That's what I'm trying to do. So I've been making time to post at least one new jewelry item every day because, you know, you can't sell it if it's not available for sale. So if that's helpful. Yeah. I will be going to the zoo with the Thunder ponies this weekend, so don't be surprised to see some zoo pictures from us. And yeah, I think it'll be a lovely weekend. I hope you guys have a good weekend too, and I'll see you on Monday.